guys, we're back. We're with Glenn from Exhale Homegrown CO2. How are you doing, Glenn?
Doing great.
Good stuff. Was your flight over good?
It was good.
Excellent. Now, you've heard us talk quite a bit about CO2. Now, as most of you know, if you know photosynthesis, carbon dioxide, CO2, one of the biggest components in allowing plants to grow to their full potential. What a lot of you may or may not use are the big canisters of CO2. These can cost from anything from £200, £300, £400. Expensive bits of kit, quite heavy, can be quite laborious to move around. So what do the small people do? What do the people who do just want to have a nice little herb selection? So I think Glenn's come out with the Exhale CO2. When did you come out with this product?
We debuted it in 2009. I began researching about 2002. I'm a mushroom farmer for 30 years, so we're working with a mycelial strain, but we're not growing mushrooms, we're just producing CO2. Mushrooms are more like humans in that they breathe in oxygen, they break down complex carbon compounds, and they release CO2 or exhale CO2, hence the name of our bag.
Very nice. When did you bring out the product in America?
2009.
And then when did it become, because I've just discussed an article with Garden Culture about how America is just absolutely smashing it with what they're doing over there, and then the UK at the moment, we've got a few innovative products, but we seem to follow what you guys are doing. When did you bring it over to the UK?
Brought it to the UK in 2012.
2012? Okay. That was a bit later than I thought you'd say, actually, because in 3 years you've just seemed to have gone from strength to strength in the UK.
It has. We've got a good distributor. We work with Easy Grow out of the UK, and NPK Technologies sells our product for us.
Good stuff. Well, it's to be honest, it's very easy to sell the product. Now, when we got the product, I'd say in 2013, they flew off the shelves. Really easy to use. You're going to hang it below your lights, but above the canopy. It's got a lovely porous filter on it, so literally all you do is clip it and hang it. But we came up against a very small problem, because you can nitpick in every product, and with the Exhale, there's only a very small nitpick. And what it was is that it can be sometimes, without buying the hanger separately, it could be hard to hang. And also with the transport, if it wasn't stored cold and it had taken a while to transport, it could have already started to inflate. So what Exhale have now done, which is the hallmark of a great company, is they haven't just laid back on their laurels and said, we've got our product, you can buy it, and then just left it there. You've accepted the feedback that the shops have given you and gone, okay, how can we do this better? So you've introduced the clip, and you explain?
Sure. What we've basically done, I had to address the issue. Number one, I'm the inventor, and I want the end user of my product to be happy. So if the grower's not happy, then I'm not happy, all the way back up the supply chain. So we've developed a hanging/closure mechanism that will prevent the mycelium from reaching the filter patch, and it also slows down the respiration of the bag for transport purposes. And then once it's received into the UK, it's stored in a cold refrigerator type environment. We don't freeze the bags, store them around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. From there, they get shipped to shops. The shop owner has them then, and then the end user now removes that separation seam from below the filter, replaces it above. Every bag comes with a free hanger now, and it's as fresh as you can get it in the United States.
It really is fresh, because it went through a bit of a transition. We used to have the Exhale bag, it was nice, it had quite a bit of plastic attached to it. You'd hang it, great product. And then it went through about a month where you shrank the packaging down, and this again is the hallmark of a great company. They had some feedback saying that it wasn't really liked, well, in the UK anyway. So within literally a month, the bag was back up to its normal size, but now came with this hanger. Now, a hanger makes it really easy to hang, and also it really does keep in that freshness. As soon as we got them in the shop, we put it in with our quinoa and our beetroots, which is what we've been growing, and the bag, it just seemed, you can tell it's fresher because it's expanded. It's really like a balloon now. The old ones still worked really well, and they expanded and it looked good, but now these expand, and it's, wow, you could put a pin in it and it would pop. It's just that chock-a-block full of CO2. It's great to see. Now, for the product is great. We've used it, we've sold it, it's smashing it in the shop, there's no denying it. Now, for the technical listeners, what does CO2 do in a plant? What's the point in putting it in the room?
Basically, CO2 is as important as the sun. So if we're inside, that's your grow light. The process of photosynthesis basically involves carbon dioxide and the sun. And what's happening there is that the plant draws in the carbon dioxide, converts the CO2, takes the carbon off, which is converted into sugars through the stomata on the leaves. It releases oxygen, and it also produces chlorophyll. So what I tell people before they use an Exhale bag, I said, take a picture of your garden, then place the Exhale bag in your garden, wait 3-4 days, take another picture, and compare the photos. And the first thing you'll notice is your plants or your garden, it's greener. And the reason being is that chlorophyll is being produced through the process of photosynthesis, which you aided by adding CO2. Indoor gardens, if you don't have CO2, ppm levels can quickly drop down to, even as low as 100. And at that point, your plants they're not lazy, but they just almost come to a halt until you come back in your room and breathe a little, or you get an exhale bag inside.
Yeah, they lack that little bit of vigour, don't they?
Yeah.
I've noticed all through my technical reading and speaking to a lot of people, when you add carbon dioxide, to put it into really layman's term, as humans we breathe oxygen. Now, you put a mask over your face, it might be whatever, to restrict your breathing and go for a run and see how you feel. Now, that's how your plant feels without Exhale CO2. Put the Exhale CO2 into your room and it's like taking off that mask. You can suddenly breathe in all this fresh oxygen. You feel much better. You can train for longer. That's how it is for the plants. They want that CO2 because for them, that's their oxygen, correct?
That is exactly right. Very well put.
Good stuff. CO2 works. It's doing really well. It's flying out the shops. Exhale's a great company, like I said, because they address what the customers at the end users saying, and they take it all the way back to the food chain and they make changes instantly. If you haven't started using Exhale CO2, it's an NPK approved product. You really need to get it in your room because honestly, everyone I've given it to has come back in the shop and they're like, how have I not been using this before? Fantastic product. Great explanation of how it works, Glenn. And it's an honour to have you on our podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you to EasyGo for distributing, Exhale for being on the podcast, and thanks again for Highlight for hosting the podcast. See you soon, Glenn.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
At NPK Technology in Liverpool, we pride ourselves on providing you with the products you need at the right price. Once more, if the products you want aren't in stock, we'll order them in for you. And if you don't know exactly what you're looking for, we'll happily point you in the right direction. NPK Technology Liverpool, going out of our way to help you grow. Visit www.mpktechnology.co.uk.
Life is good.